All right, so Ron Gavili, the very last hostage in Gaza, was Baruch Hashem released, and it wasn't simple to do that. They had to dig out 250 graves because they didn't know which one is who. They just knew that he's somewhere over there in that graveyard, and they had to dig out 250 graves. Now, all along, Hamas knew where he was, but they kept it that way. But Am Yisrael is persistent, and they went and this, by the way, shows us how important burial is. He could have stayed there, but it meant something to the family to be buried kevurat Israel. And this kind of motivates us that if we ever hear of family or neighbors or friends that are Jewish and they want to go for cremation, I mean, look at what people do just to bring a body, a Jewish soul, to a rightful Jewish burial. Millions of people waiting and watching. Thousands of soldiers putting their life in danger. I think it was about a week, because it was from already like about a week ago they were talking that they're doing this operation to bring a person that passed away a long time ago, but to bring him to give Kibbutz Yisrael, how really important it is, and it's a big miracle. Today is also the International Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Oh, yeah.
I know there are 2 days for that. There's an Israeli one. Huh?
It's in this week's part.
What?
Bringing Yosef's bones.
The what?
Bringing Yosef's bones.
Bringing the bones of Yosef is in this week's parsha as well. We're bringing that Moshe Rabbeinu and the Jewish people brought the bones of Joseph to a burial in Eretz Yisrael. So it really is fascinating. Today is International Holocaust Remembrance Day, and even though we have another one that's noted in Israel, this is like the international one. Okay, it's a very special and interesting day, and I want to connect to something that inspired me last night with our speaker, and I found it in this week's parasha. Bnei Israel leave Egypt. They're by the water. The Egyptians are attacking them, and they see that Paro got close. What do you mean Paro got close? He sacrificed himself in order to fight the Jews. And then they saw Egypt running after them. They see Egypt running after them, and the Jewish people, it says right over here, Vayitzaku b'nei Israel el Hashem. The Jewish people cry out to Hashem, they call out to Hashem, help us! Okay, that's nice. The next pasuk says, Vayomeru an Moshe, and they told Moshe, are there not enough grave sites in Egypt that you're bringing us to die in the wilderness? Meaning, how did you bring us to such a predicament? Now we're all going to die. So our commentators explain, the Ramban is very puzzled by this. The Nachmanides is very puzzled by this. He said, 1 second. The earlier verse says that they cried out to Hashem. What do you mean they cried out to Hashem? They're not complaining to Hashem. They're crying to Hashem to save them. And the very next pasuk, that was pasuk Yud. Pasuk Yud Aleph says, no, they didn't cry to Hashem. They turned to Moshe Rabbeinu and they said, what kind of business is this? You're taking us out so we could die here? You should have left us in Egypt. How could that be? How could you have people crying out to Hashem, believing in Hashem, let's go help us, and a second later you see that they're complaining to Moshe Rabbeinu, I never even wanted to be here, you should have left me in Egypt in poverty and slavery. What is this? Says the Ramban, it must be, these are 2 different types of Jews. 2 groups of Jews. One group of Jews said, we came out of Egypt, we have autonomy, we're free, yes, we have a problem, God help us, let's do something for us. Save us, we want to keep forward, we want to live our freedom, we want to live our Judaism. And the other group said, no. Let us be oppressed. Let us be killed. Let us be defiled. Let us stay in the state of Egypt, in the state of slavery. Shouldn't we just have died in Egypt instead of dying here? What does it matter anyways? You're dying here, you're dying there. Depression here, depression there. Just stay over there. 2 different types of Jews. Holocaust Remembrance Day. Interestingly, the day after the last Ron Gavili was released, you see the difference in approach, the different in the theory that people may have, and it appears that the Ramban is telling us stick with the earlier one, stick with Hashem, stick with what Hashem is showing you. I want to free you. I want you to have your own nation, your own land, your own freedom. Stick with it. You have a problem, do something about it. Pray, fight, move forward, strategize. but don't try to go back to Mitzrayim. And B'ezrat Hashem, on this Holocaust remembrance day, we'll remember our strength, the promise of Hashem that we will succeed and we will keep moving forward as a beautiful and healthy nation. Baruch Adonai L'olam. Amen.